Did something happen with Gato?
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
There comes a time in every man's life where they need to stop and look around and realize and come to terms with their love of twinks. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the January 21st episode of Thalmor Radio. I'm your host, Thalmor, and I got the news and the booze and the twos. And we're going to talk about politics and war because that's what we all like for some reason. But first, I gotta talk about I gotta talk about the nightmare that was last week's episode, which is not on the archive and will probably never be on the archive. Because for those who were here, you would know that exactly nothing happened last week. So my friends came over because it was my birthday party, and they stole the show. They crowded around the mic, and they like I said, they stole the show. And what complicated things was that nothing happened anyways, so I didn't have anything to talk about. So it was about 30 minutes of just chaos, and I did not want the recording up because it was just too crazy. And we live in a time where if you're too crazy, you might lose your job. And I don't want that, especially because I don't have a job. So it's not going to go up because it's crazy. See the pinned image below this week's itinerary for how crazy? What are you even talking about? Oh yeah. So if you weren't here last week, you missed out. But it was a fun time. But I'm probably not gonna let it happen again because it was too crazy. But it was fun, I guess.
Do you know what the one redeeming quality of it is? Is you are still technically uninterrupted. Even thanks to that show, you're still uninterrupted for the last like 2 years.
Yep. So there you go. Make it a yearly thing. They were here once before back in 2020, actually. But I prevented them from taking over the mic. They actually almost broke the mic because the cords fucked up, and they hit it hard on accident, and it wouldn't work. Because if you guys remember who were here, the audio changed. That's because Discord started using the laptop microphone because it couldn't detect the Blue Yeti. So I don't know. Once a year with the boys, that's probably enough. It would have been bearable if you had made them take turns. I trust me, I had no control over the situation. There were two of them. They could beat me up very easily. So, like I said, no control over the situation. It would have been different if I actually had things to talk about, but nothing happened last week. So I was happy with bullshitting for half an hour and then closing out the show. But that was last week. If you weren't here, you missed it. Tough shit. I'm sorry. The trial of the Church of Adam has been delayed to next week again, and that's probably the final continuance. So the trial of Church of Adam will take place after Thalmor Radio on January 28th. What's been happening is the prosecution, which is Azazel and Epi, they don't have a strong case, so they've been really slow putting things together because of it. Or they say they don't have a good case. I don't know. But I got them to agree, which I think they were already planning on doing it anyways. I got them to agree to turn over discovery on Monday to the defense team, and I think 1 week is enough for Luna and whoever the co-defense guy is to look it over, and then we're going to do it. So we'll see what happens. There was interest in seeing a trial, and there was more interest in seeing Church of Adam be prosecuted. So we'll see what happens. The case is, how guilty is Church of Adam? Well, actually, I don't know what the case is because I haven't seen a list of formal charges. So I don't know what they're charging Church of Adam with, to be honest. Probably have to work that out Monday as well. So, but they took up the case during a discussion about how guilty Church of Adam was for taking money from Alpha and being a close ally, because I believe the theory goes that they were a close ally. They should have known something was up because, Alpha has 17 members, but like none of them do anything, and they act suspicious. So we'll see what happens. I got a full jury plus a full thing of backup jurors, so this trial should be happening. Future of the show. So I think I said this the first episode of the year or the last episode of last year. I speculated on what 2022 would hold, and why do I feel like saying this? I don't know, but basically I wanted to give an outlook real quick about my attitudes and feelings about the game and the show. And like I got a lot going on in my personal life, and I don't know how situations will evolve. It's a very, very wide spectrum of possibilities, but I think in any case, I will be getting a lot busier in a lot of different ways. I do not anticipate that will take me away from the game or take me away from doing the show. I believe I should still be able to do them the same way I do. So, but there might be a chance that like I might have to like cancel a show here and there or something, or move them to Saturday. But that's like the fullest extent. So maybe expect that. But like I still plan on playing the game because it's like a hobby, and I get a lot out of it. I still plan on doing the show for the same reasons. So at worst, maybe like a couple shows will get canceled or moved. And that's kind of it, I think. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So, let's talk about politics and war. And what's going on in politics and war? Well, it's very sad, but the Knights Radiant disbanded, and that sucks. That really sucks, because the Knights Radiant is a cool alliance, and it's really sad to see such a long-standing community disband. Like, I mean, I don't believe the rumors that TKR Gov was like doing this weird thing on TikTok with like trying to catfish people, and then as they were trying to catfish people, one of the people they catfished was like a little disabled kid, and so like that all seems like nonsense to me. I don't believe any of it, but they decided to disband anyways, so it is what it is. But rest in peace, Knights Radiant. I know Adrian's goodbye thread was very dramatic, and I think I think Adrian's probably the least guilty of the bunch if anything even happened. But I don't know, people should leave her alone, I think. And maybe I'm a simp for thinking that, but whatever. Oh, so the Oasis is dry. So Oasis is dead. They are gone. The Immortals and the Fighting Pacifists had like a lover's quarrel, and the Fighting Pacifists choose to go into the arms of the Johnsons. The Immortals moved to Los Angeles and got involved with Hollywood. And like, in a divorce, usually like the kids get split between the parents. Well, nobody wanted custody of the kids, so Dark Brotherhood, UPN, and the Federation, they went with the Mystery. They went with Mystery, but then Dark Brotherhood, like the foster home of Mystery, kicked them out, and so now the Dark Brotherhood is running with the Johnsons. And so I guess the dad of the Fighting Pacifist has custody of Dark Brotherhood now, which I was dunking on. I was going to dunk on Dark Brotherhood because they had their M levels with UPN and the Federation, but they signed an O level with the Fighting Pacifists. And that really fucking pissed me off because on the Treaty Web, every other block and sphere is perfectly split up. You can click on the flags and drag them around like you're a 4-year-old playing on a tablet, and you could like separate them, and it's so pretty and nice. But over here, you have the Dark Brotherhood having a line to Mystery and a line to the Johnson, like some whore riding 2 dicks at once, and it was really annoying, and I was going to yell at them for it, and I guess I still am, but they did cut the ties to whatever the fuck, Mystery, and so now they are squarely in the Johnsons, I believe. So that's that. Balance has been restored in the Treaty Web. Gosh, look how fucking big Hollywood is. Gosh, Rose looks big. Oh yeah, that's right. The Commonwealth. Rose looks bigger, but that's only because the Commonwealth is joined up with them. The Commonwealth left Mystery to go with Rose. What's the motivation there? Can someone red pill me on the Commonwealth question? Why did the Commonwealth split with Mystery to go play second fiddle to Rose? Does anybody know? Is there I don't think anyone from the Commonwealth is here. They couldn't get into the Johnsons. But wasn't Mystery like... Wasn't Mystery's just fine, I would think. Ultra, no fucking clue. Guessing we'll do something different. Okay, that's fine. Kev has the answer. Okay. Kev, if I unmute you, do you feel like sharing? What's the truth, Kev? Enlighten me.
Here is the true. So, Mystery Inc., right? Had TCW, just like you were saying. There was an individual in TCW that wanted to make an alliance and wanted to go to Rose with said alliance. But my understanding is that Rose just said, hey, instead of making this alliance, why don't you just bring TCW over? And they didn't really think that was an opportunity. And so when they got the green light on that, they thought, well, shoot, let's do that because Mr. Inc. kind of blows. So they pulled it over. And lo and behold, boom, TCW to Mystery Inc.
Got it. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
What the fuck is... Aaron, what did you post where Rose Sphere is called Mile High? Like, okay. I know that like they supposedly changed their block name, but like that's bullshit, guys. It's Rose Sphere. We're not calling it Mile High Club. Okay, the fucking just because the Commonwealth joined doesn't mean it's not Rose Sphere. I'm sorry. Just like I don't know why people call Cindy Sphere Blackwater. There's Cindy Sphere, guys. We don't need to make this extra complicated. Okay. It's Cindy Sphere. It's Rose Sphere. It's very simple. Oh, it's Blackwater. It's the Mile High. No, it's Rose Sphere. It's Cindy Sphere. Okay, Blackwater, fine. They people have been calling them that for a while, but I am not surrendering Rose Sphere. It's Rose Sphere. Okay, is anyone going to look at that grouping of alliances and go, "Wow, look at this wonderful partnership between the Commonwealth and..." No, it's Rose Sphere. House Catasphere. It's going good, Mindsome. It's going good. All is good in the hood. How about Hollywood and Clock? Hollywood earns its name. I think I've called Hollywood Radiant Sphere, but Hollywood is fine because I think Guardian and Grumpy together is like a force. And especially now with like the Immortals, I'm okay with calling Hollywood Hollywood. And I'm okay with calling Clock Clock. But it's Rose Sphere and it's Cindy Sphere, guys. Come on. What's other topics? Oh, what's it called? The Legion? The Legion joined up with Nexus formally, I believe. Did I get that right? They made the announcement thread like a big meme. So I'm making sure I'm right. I think the Legion formally became part of Nexus alongside House Dark, Order of the White Rose. I don't remember who the third alliance are. I don't remember who the third guy in Nexus is. Carthago, thank you, Carthago. I'm sorry I forgot about Carthago. It's just it's just I'm not going to be mean. Okay, so I think the main story of this week is Kev, you want to say something else? I believe here. I'll just you're okay. You're already server unmuted. You got something else?
Oh yeah, sure. I just figured it might be kind of interesting, just since we're on the topic of Mystery Inc. So as we know, I'm the daimyo of TFP and now also Dark Brotherhood, and as such, obviously, I gain access to Mystery Inc. to kind of gauge the situation, right? And so it was evident as to why TCW was looking to depart. And I mean, that place, I had access to the old pre-Johnson's Block Delta. I had access to their server at one point, and I thought that was in rough shape, but my heavens, this place was just on fire. And what I will say, so we were talking with everyone, right? And I was asking them, hey guys, what's the fix here? What's your solutions? You have all these different alliances looking to go elsewhere. We saw Gato leave. I mean, I think there's going to be a few more exits from Mystery Inc. And I was saying, it looks like war is going to be on the horizon. And I was busy at a work event, but I typed that out, and then they said, are you threatening us? Or like they made it seem like I was insinuating that Mystery Inc. was going to get hit, and then they kind of ran around with their heads on fire. And when I came back, I found out that they voted on kicking Dark Brotherhood because I was gaslighting them. And that's, I think that's going to be interesting. Verbatim, that is exactly what happened. So
holy shit.
So anyway, I was gaslighting them to make them think that they were getting hit. And the ampersand was not involved. I will say that. This isn't ampersand was not in there. They weren't in there, pushing this message along. It was the other alliances in Mystery Inc., and it was wild. I was pointing out how there was maybe some issues. I was going over what the different options are because there's different alliances leaving. So it's either you disband the block, find a new home, or add alliances to the block, right? And just going over different problem-solving things. And they just started like cussing me out and getting all defensive. And there were people looking at going to different blocks. And I said, well, what's the next war is going to be, right? And they took that instead of, the natural thing where people would think like, oh, he's saying this to help, choose which block to go to or to like try to make a educated, decision on something. No, they took that as a gaslight towards me saying that Mystery Inc. was going to get hit. And so to avoid said hit, they booted Dark Brotherhood
out. That's incredible.
I was amazed.
I
Kilo,
I don't even know
Kilo
what
was in
to
my
say.
Twitter and just laugh, LOL. He's like, dude, what just happened? But anyway, back to you, Thalmor.
Thank you so much for that, Kev, for the extra bit of context. That is really, really something. Wow. All right, so I think I mentioned all these other stories, but I think the main story of this week actually, and what will probably have the most reverberage. Is that even a word? I don't know. The biggest thing happening right now is that people are mobilizing. Hollywood started first. They got their blickies first, and then I believe Clock and Cindy Sphere. They started mobilizing next. I don't think Rose is. I don't think Mystery is. I don't think Johnson's are. It's just Clock and Blackwater, I think. And so we'll see what happens with that. Don't ask me. I don't know. I was just told to mobilize. Okay. Don't look at me. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how Hollywood's going to fight a war considering the Knights Radiant disbanded, but I hope that they're able to do something with what they have left. So rip in peace, TKR. And that's it. Final call, politics and war. What else do we need to go over before I probably end the show? Nah, I won't end the show. I'll go on a bit longer. I think there's lots of little stories, but y'all gonna have to help me with that because Treaty of
Amnesty.
Treaty of Amnesia. Amnesty.
Treaty of
Amnesty.
Treaty of Amnesty. Good enough. That's cool. It's supposed to be Treaty of it's that's a CN thing, I think, and I thought I saw like a wiki thing about it. It's supposed to be between a PAT and an O level because the treaty is basically like we're friends and we might protect each other. I don't know. Yes, I found it on the wiki, so I signed one. Yes, I found it one on the wiki, so I signed one with DP. So that's nice. Kiwi's out here posting like fucking Wikipedia articles about this shit. What? The Treaty of Amity, Economic Relations, and Consular Rights between the United States and Iran. Well, we won't read about that. because Iran. I would run from Iran. That's all I'm going to say on that. So, what's this Prefontaine thread? Goodness fucking gracious. It's a big thread. Okay. What's this shit about? Do you support having a hard cap down declare range? Your hard cap down declare range would be... Oh, that's math. I don't know how to read that. If a hard cap exists, wins should start taking effect count-wise. A City 2 couldn't declare on a C1 with this formula. A City 5 could only down declare a C4. That sounds really gay. So I don't know about that one. Should the city score contribution be reduced? I think it should be. Guys, I don't like to talk about game mechanics because I don't trust my own judgment. But like, yeah, this is kind of over my head. Oh, it has 19 downvotes. Everyone else hates this idea. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one having a visceral reaction to it.
So here's a question for you that you can answer. What's the youngest girl that you would feel okay dating?
That I would feel okay dating.
That you would feel like it wasn't creepy.
Probably an 18-year-old, yeah.
Do you know about the rule? Half your age plus
half your age
plus
minus 7,
right? Plus
yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Minus 7. You go after 3-year-olds? No, I look at
sorry.
I look
half
at
your
the
age
thread.
plus 7.
I look at that thread, and the formula count is half your city plus 1, and it's like that's exactly the same mentality as the what age is creepy dating thing.
Yeah, it seems too restrictive, to change mechanics so that a city 2 couldn't fight a city 1. What? That sounds ridiculous. Which I've always hated how cities are worth so much score now, because when I was raiding, it was fucking impossible to do anything with it. Like, it constrained targets so much. I'm happy other people don't like this idea either, because it seems just restrictive. Yeah. Adrian's post sums up my feelings pretty well. All for lowering the score to 75, but the cap is shitty. And I do think now, guys, I'm a city 33, so perhaps I am biased, but I don't think down declares are a problem either. But I'm not the one getting down declared, so maybe I'm not a good advocate for that position. Justinian, I will come on the show and get out OPSEC on militarization if you want. Go right ahead. Where are you? I will unmute you, and you can give me the tea. He is not even in voice chat. Well, I have extended the invitation for Justinian to do the thing, but he has to join voice chat first. Yeah. So I'm. Okay, and Denison. Okay, so that's my idea on that topic. I guess I'm just waiting for Justine to get here, and then we can do something. Oh no, Alex likes it. Fuck. No. Oh. Or was that edited? Nope, he did. That's gay. I don't like that. That's really bad. Justinian, you are unmuted.
Unmute me. Oh, I'm already unmuted.
I had you immediately. Come on.
Nice, nice. Have we already done the segment on militarization and stuff yet?
Thalmor was about to end the show.
Yeah. I was getting close to it. I briefly covered it. All I said was that Hollywood militarized first, then Clock did, along with Cindy Sphere.
Well, first of all,
But you said you know more.
First of all, Knights Templar militarized first. That one member there, that was very scary. Secondly, I believe in public FA and transparency, so I have come to spread the OPSEC of what the true intentions of militarization are. Hollywood is running a massive militarization drill to drive up the price of steel so that grumpy old bastards can make money off of it. There are no war plans, only market manipulation. This is the truth, and if you don't believe me, you're ignorant. Good night.
So, what should we do? Oh, he fucked off.
He's
Well,
out.
Okay. I was going to say, what do we do if Hollywood declares war and they say some other bullshit? What should his punishment be? But he left, so I can't dunk on him because he dunked on me by leaving. I'm curious to see if Alex responded in Prefontaine's thread. Because I hope he didn't. Okay, he didn't, so that's good. Try Justine in the courts. I will. He hasn't done anything. Should we slap his nuts? I think it's a great idea. I could slap his nuts in person. What was that, Zig?
Whack his pee-pee?
There you go. Whack his pee-pee. Yeah. What are we doing? 9:30. I think that's it. Someone mentioned.
I can tell you that was fake, though. Because I know for a fact that he doesn't know. Because I'm in the same position as him, and I don't know. And there's no way that he could know and I not know. Because we're both protectorates of TKR. And they didn't tell me because they were afraid I was gonna leak. Because I like talking about everything, and I like public FA, and they don't trust that. And he's the same as me. He likes public FA. Yeah. So it's probably fake. But buy Grumpy Steel no matter what. Thanks.
Well, he fucked off too. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to get violent with these. Oh, he came back. Zig, you need to consider the idea that, like, what if Justinian is just more politically active with people, and so that opens the door for him to know more than you.
Nah. Fake news. You can't just go around DMing leaders about things. That's not allowed.
Yeah, you're right. No one does that. That's a silly thought. Okay, so Gato, Gato, I don't know how you pronounce it. It doesn't really matter. There was a thing about them. Gato, yeah. I don't care because they don't matter. So, do they matter? Does Gato matter? I don't think they do. But that could just be my ignorance talking because I pay little attention to these things. Okay, they have an M level with Sunray Victoria. Okay, got it.
The
They were
important
the
thing,
best Mystery Inc.
the important thing about that is if Gato gets hit, will Syndicate counter. They are chained through 1, 2,
No.
3 levels of non-chaining MDPs. I feel like they're probably fair game.
Too distant. I think they are too. I don't think they will for that distance. So am I just wrong? Does Gato actually matter? Am I just dumb? Are they actually like good fighters? What year is it? 2008. Goodness gracious. Fucking. I can't say that. Never mind.
I was actually in
Um,
Gato. I was in Gato in, I want to say, 2009. That takes me back. So
Gosh, I wasn't even like. I played Nation States in 2013,
yeah,
and then I
2008.
made my account.
You were still sucking on a bottle at that point, right?
Yeah, basically, I was a little baby. Yeah, I was a little baby in 2013. That is right.
In 2008, when I was
That's the
in
new.
Gato.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I still wear diapers. I'm very young, believe it or not. Or young at heart, whichever one you want to believe. I think that's it. So maybe Gato is actually good. And I think that's it. So a lot of little things have happened this past week. You could make a really fun compilation of taking audio clips out of context if someone really wanted to. 9:36. I don't want to end the show, but I think I know politics and war stuff. Final call, politics and war. Any last little things I cover before I move on and talk about real life stuff? Any little things. Any little things. It can be something silly. As long as it's P&W. Tell people to give me their guides for new to the game players. Yeah, leak your IA guides to Zephyr. Is Rayback still wrestling? I don't know who that is. Mine some dropped fuck. Defined Phoenix. Defined. Thank you. I kept wanting to say like Golden Phoenix, and I don't know why, because that's clearly a D and not a G. Feed Zephyr. This is not a Vor server. That's not allowed. All right, that's it for politics and war. I want to talk about some real life stuff. So if you're here for game stuff, now's the time to leave. Thank you for showing up. I will see you next Friday. I don't have any topics for real life. I just wanted to bullshit for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. What's happened in real life?
Do you need a topic?
Yeah. I don't need a topic right now. Hold on to that thought though. Yeah, Tonga fucking blew up. The videos from that shit are spectacular. Like the space videos of how all that shit rising in the air. That is really cool. Is Tonga okay? I know Tonga was covered in so much ash that it was like nighttime there. Are they okay? Did they all die? Are they? I guess not, because it'd be on the news if they all died. Snow in the south. That's cool. It has snowed 3 times this month. That's crazy. Cause for most of my life, Kentucky has like mild winters, but it has snowed a fuck ton already. Yeah, it's snowing a lot because of global warming. Oh, my son was making that joke for me. Okay. Tonga to Spain did in real life. Wilterstain says, I wanted to keep snowing. I agree. The first snow we got, they said 3 to 5 inches. We actually got 8. And that was when I was like sick. So I couldn't play in it with my dogs, which really sucks. And then we got like 3 inches the snow after that. And then we got like 3 inches this past snow. But like this last time, it all kind of like, but it keeps melting. It keeps melting of a daytime. The sun is out too much, and it stops snowing, and it warms up a little. So a lot of that shit gets melted, and it's really sad because I really want to play in it, but I can't, and it really sucks because I'm a kid at heart. But oh well. I hope those in the south can enjoy their snow. Um, Apparently, this family froze to death as they were being smuggled into Canada. Did you guys hear about that? It keeps popping up in my MSN like news feed. That like, first off, I didn't even know. Because like everyone talks about Latin American people trying to get into the U.S., right? So people trying to get into Canada. That's a new one. But that happened, and they froze to death because Canada's cold. Nice pictures, Zephyr. What else happened? Yeah, that is right. Supreme Court overturned. They let the Medicare, like I think hospital workers, they can be mandate them to get vaccinated, but the OSHA mandate. Which okay, so the OSHA thing technically wasn't a vaccine mandate, it was a testing mandate. If you didn't want to get tested, you would get the vaccine, and the companies, the cost of the tests, the companies could levy that onto the employees. So, not really technically a vaccine mandate, but it was a vaccine mandate. And that got shut down, which was cool. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought they would uphold it, but they didn't. I think the Supreme Court also ruled favorably on a Second Amendment case of some kind. So that was interesting. Yep. The Senate fucked something. All I saw was all of the left wing people were mad about Senate stuff. So, like, oh, and apparently polling is really bad for the Democratic Party. I don't want to turn this into like a Ben Shapiro. Let's talk about why the Democrats are so bad. But like that it seems like the Democrat like I think it's been a bad year for the Democrats. I don't think anyone feels like okay, so what happened was we had Trump, right? We had Trump, and people really, really didn't like Trump, and then you had COVID happened, and COVID wiped away any of the good things Trump had going for him, like the economy and stuff, right? So people shrugged and said, well, okay, let's get Biden in there because Biden has the experience and the knowledge, and he's not Trump. So they elected for Biden, and then nothing happened. There was no student debt relief. COVID is still happening. The economy's getting worse. There's more desperation. Like there was this meme I saw. It was like the really sickly, wrinkly soy jack that was saying, "Hey, can I get any kind of relief?" And then it was Kamala Harris laughing, and below her it was in asterisks, bizarre, strange laughter. And that's exactly like what it is, right? Like the Democrats, they don't control Congress. They don't have the Senate. But like you could argue they have a mandate to force progressive reform through, and they haven't. And they haven't. They've done nothing. They've done nothing. What have they done? What have they done? Well, guys, I'm going to ask you something. Who's here? I get the impression that Vice leans left. And I think Duluth leans left. Guys, what's a Democratic W that they've gotten in the past year? What's a Democratic W? What's a W for the left? The infrastructure bill. Okay. Infrastructure bill. I stand corrected, Vice. Thank you. The infrastructure bill. Fine. I made people leave. I think they did all leave at once. That was interesting. I don't think I made them angry though. I think it was like the crowd effect. One stood up, and so then another stood up. I'm not a leftist, obviously. Big surprise, I know. But I can't think. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a progressive with that worldview, and I'm trying to imagine what's a W for my side. I can't think of one. Reverse a bunch of Trump immigration laws. Okay, there you go. Infrastructure bill. It's immigration stuff. Anything else? The infrastructure bill, fine. The infrastructure bill, fine. That's a W. I can't think of anything else. Dims didn't blow up. I mean, they lost in Virginia, and there's a universe out there where they lose where they lost in Jersey. So, did they do additional stimulus? Some more checks did go out, I think, like last year. They increased political apathy. That's all across the board. More and more people are checking out of caring, and that's great, I think. But like, guys, New Jersey is a blue stronghold. There should be no possibility where they can't immediately call New Jersey for the Democrats. They couldn't. Okay? It had to go until the next day. That shouldn't happen, but it did. There was something else. Kitten Goes Crazy says, I'm a leftist, Democrats suck. So, the Democrats are the party of, like, the woke progressives. Which, and, like, well, they're actually the party of, like, corporate interests and stuff. Like, they don't represent working class Americans. Neither party really does, but like the Democrats are really only there to like champion like corporate interests and like the institutions, the media, Hollywood, the universities, corporate press, like. So I don't know. And both parties do suck. Not gonna lie, I was a liberal, but ever since 2020, look at woke people push me to the right. Yep, many such cases, Hugo. Many such cases. And the woke shit is going to cost them power, because the people like James Lindsay, like Glenn Greenwald, like. The woke people are causing the left and the like. I've talked about this before on earlier shows, but like, guys, it's not left versus right. It's you have the left, you have the right, and then you have a third side, which is like the woke progressives, which the woke progressives are like, they have control of the institutions. Like, I mean, I guess the government to an extent, but mainly corporate press, big media conglomerates like Hollywood and Broadway, the universities, and like some people on the right are aligned with the woke progressives, and a lot of people on the left are aligned with the woke progressives. But like there are plenty of leftists who are against the woke stuff. Like guys, go back 15 years. Joe Rogan was a leftist. Jordan Peterson was a leftist. But now they're considered like far right Nazis. And the woke stuff is an Ouroboros. It's eating its own tail, and it's causing people to the people. It's slow going, but like people are creating their own universities. Business owners are networking with each other. Parents are taking their kids out of school. A new generation is rising who's sick of this. Like, they're going to cost themselves power. And I, guys, these midterms, I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna type it in chat. I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna pin it so we can come back to it. 8 months, like 11 months from now, and see what will happen. But unless there's some really big W's this year, which could happen. It could, unless there are some big W's for the Dems. I think it's going to be a slaughter. I think it's going to be really bad because I think the broad left expected Joe Biden to come in and fix things. And not only did he not fix things, they've only gotten worse. And I just don't think it's going to go good for them. So we'll see what happens. Kitten goes crazy. TBH, I find American politics a distraction from corporations. I think that is partially true. Which is why you have to shop local. I plan on this year, I'm going to try to do some gardening and maybe even some squirrel hunting because I want to be able to get my meat and food from like, I don't want to have to go to Walmart to get the shit, So shop local, and don't give these people money if you can avoid it. People didn't like sticking with Trump in Afghanistan. It was toward Trump. And that was really frustrating to me because I thought it was, you know what? Actually, no. I was going to say that Afghanistan was a W, but that's not the perception that people have about it. Even though it was the right thing, it was definitely the right thing that President Biden pulls out of Afghanistan. But I don't like how people spun it as like, oh, the pullout was bad. The pullout was bad. He got us out. He got us out. It's not a. It's a moral W. It's a moral W. So we'll see. It was a moral W. It was the right call. I don't think politically it worked, but it was the right thing. It was a moral whatever. We have to agree, disagree, I think. You should not ban. They were not. Lysander, you know who they were? they were like random people who were given green cards. Like they weren't Americans. I mean, legally maybe they were, but they weren't like your neighbors or something. But I digress. Whatever. Aaron, that's the problem with Americans. We just stop these big corporations and go about. Yeah. We left people who helped us to die. I don't think that, and that's always been a problem. That's always been a problem with like interpreters, like getting fucked over. But like, guys, the people who were on the tarmacs, the poor Americans who got stuck, they. And maybe I'm ignorant on this topic, but my impression is that they were just like random people who got green cards or something. Like they weren't cultural Americans who had family ties here like a normal American. They were foreigners who did some paperwork or something and got, residency or something. It's different. And maybe I'm ignorant on it. Like I said, I don't have all the facts on that, but I don't think they were. But whatever. Grave, I will steel man the argument. Maybe they could have had some good planning for a couple months to get all the equipment and people out while still ultimately pulling out. It's not like 3 more months would have really mattered that much. I'm steel manning the argument. That's not what I'm saying. I'm steel manning it. They moved to political reasons. That sounds about right. Guys, the American Empire is like done for. I hope you know that. Like, that's why they're beating this Russia drum so much. Because they want another war. But like, I don't know. I don't even know if we could win a war. Because I think the leadership has just deteriorated. Like, okay. What is advice? I'm listening. Thalmor, my man, come on, what is it? What part of what I said are you taking issue with? It's way more of us gonna take it. We can crush it more. I don't know, we'll see. But like, you have to. After everything that happened with Afghanistan and Iraq, 20 years of this bullshit. Who is going to enlist and be happy to go fight? And people are tired of war. Who that is a young military-aged male is excited at the prospect of fighting Russia in Eastern Europe? Is anyone really ready for that? I don't think so. I think people are tired of war. Which is why they're like, okay, Mindset, you can go fight, you can go get into a cockfight with Vladimir Putin, that's fine. But how many others are ready for that? Hell yeah, fighting for Russia. If a draft happens, I'm going to hiding. Maybe I don't know if I can go to Canada because I think Canada, like, they would probably arrest me and send me back to the U.S. But I'm not going. If a draft happens, I'm gonna break my leg. I don't know. It's not going to go well. I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna go into the woods. Cause I'm not. There is nothing about this country that I am willing to risk my life for anymore. Go to hot Canada, Australia, Mexico. Okay, Mexico. I don't want to go to Mexico. Like, I'm not smart. Like, which parts of Mexico are good, and which are shitholes? Cause like, yeah, it's what Mr. C said. I don't want to get my. You know how many gangbangers in Mexico would love to kidnap my little white booty and ransom me for money? It would be bad. I would rather. I mean, I would rather go to Mexico than be drafted and fight in Europe. But these are both of these situations suck. You know. My Mexican grandma, when I get close to, yeah, I think along the border is where it's like, well, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Mexico has its good places, but like, Kitten goes crazy, says, I don't know why we still put profits over the earth and people living on it. Kitten, look, they're all in bed with each other, Kitten. The corporate press, the corporation, Congress, the universities, they're all on the same team, okay? You know why they're pushing war with Russia? Because it benefits the corporations. That's why. Because money, exactly. That's what it is. They have the power. They're in the institutions. Right now, they're coasting by on inertia. But, you know, a couple decades, probably not going to matter. Now Mr. C is going to yell at me. Oh, jeez, I can't catch a break. Einstein's not going to do shit. Come on, as if what America says matters. We know it doesn't matter. We know it doesn't matter. We know it doesn't matter. All right, so I'm done. I pissed off enough of my listeners. Mr. C did lose Thalmor, but he got it back. All right. I love you too, Mindsome. Everett, you made me very angry. Not. Oh. What's a bad take? I don't have a bad take. I'm good. Mindsome probably should. You know what? Yeah, Mindsome can have it because he comes here consistently. There you go, Mindsome. You got it now. You're now a purple boy. Can you upgrade it? I'll give you Thalmorite, Everett. I think it's a full swag operation to stir up the Thalmoria lore. All right, guys. I think that's it. It's been an hour. I am ready to. I got a list. I've been unusually busy today. What's my list? I gotta send an email with some stuff. I gotta finish laundry and clean the house. I gotta write 300 words for my book. I gotta do my Friday exercises, and I gotta work on this other thing. So I got 5 things to do over the next couple hours. So I gotta go do all of it, and it's going to be really annoying. Kitten says my bad take is we should trade resources with the people on Mars. Kitten believes in Martian people. Very based, probably not wrong. There are probably people on Mars. The real question is, are the people on Mars demons or extraterrestrials? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. But let's not fight Russia and nope, I'm done. I'm out of topics. I'm tired. My voice is tired. I'm done. It's been an hour. It's been fun. We are all going to have a good time and have fun. I have been saying complete nonsense for the past minute and a half. All right, let's stop. Kills Bob, play the theme, and then in the corner when the theme is done, have a good weekend full of fun and joy. And give it your all, everybody, like an anime.
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
Good night!